Okay, today we're going to do a quick review on the ROVE, I guess that's how you pronounce it, the R2-4K dual channel 4K dash cam. Comes with a rear cam, a forward facing cam, and a rearward facing cam. Sorry, I said rear cam. Everything's USB driven. Camera's mounted in the 2023 Challenger, the front camera. I've yet to mount the rear camera, which is this little item right here. It adheres to the window two ways. They give you a suction cup, which my experience with the suction cup always lets go at the wrong time. Or these little adhesive strips. This is the one for the rear camera. You peel it off, the sticky side goes to the glass, and then the mount on this particular one, this is the rear camera. Let's see if I can capture that. That's the rear sticky pad mounted to the camera. That gets, this adhesive strip is clear, gets attached to the rear glass, and then you peel the strip off the camera, position it, and now your rear camera is up. There's a USB, actually it's not a USB, it's a C cable that goes from the back of the camera routed to the front. It gets mounted to the front camera. It also gets power from the front camera, which is USB. Yeah, USB to either a USB port in the car, or they give you, it may be in the car, a cigarette lighter adapter. So it also comes with this little pry tool. It also comes with a SD card. I forget how much storage is on it, but that is installed in the front camera already. And it comes with this little pry tool, orange one. This blue one's a Harbor Freight. It comes with alcohol swab. Clean the glass before you put the adhesive, the clear adhesive strip to the glass, front or rear. And I just, also 128 gig, okay. 128 gig SD card on the memory. And for some reason they give you an extra USB to C. I don't know why. There's really no need for that. You will find as you do the vehicles, if you choose to use this camera. I particularly do not care for it because it's USB powered. So instead of giving a clean connection into the dashboard, and not to the dashboard, into your fuse box, you are limited to either a USB port or the cigarette lighter plug adapter. This feed here is to the rear camera. So I will be peeling back all of the trim inside the headliner, all the way to the back, down the third brake light, where I choose to mount that rear camera. I didn't get that far yet. This is for the 2023 Challenger, but I did install this same system in a 2025 Corolla. It's outside, I'm gonna take you to it. Again, hopefully you can capture this. Is probably a little dark. This is the camera. This is the strip. I don't know if it'll come up. There's a adhesive strip that goes to the window, and then you mount the mount to that, so you can pull it from car to car. Because if you go right to the glass, you're gonna have a hard time getting that mount off. So you just plug the. This is going to the rear camera, and this is the USB from your power source to the side of the camera, and you run it up along your interior, and you come around your A-pillar, and you hide the wire. And of course, this is the rear camera, so this has got to go up and over. This is going to the 12-volt power source, which in this car is going to be the cigarette lighter. And I'm just going to have to take the dashboard, the side of the dashboard apart, until I can worm the cord down through the bottom of the dash and somehow end up in the console area, which it is too short. I know it's going to be short because it was short in the Camry Corolla. But in this particular car, the cigarette lighter port and the 2 USB ports are powered all the time. And that's not going to work because the camera will not cut off. It'll just stay on and eventually drain the battery. So this was the system that they purchased. They just asked me to install it, which I did on one vehicle. This is the second vehicle. And I am going to wrap this up and finish this install so I can get to some of my other chores that I'm doing. I'll walk you out to the Corolla. I believe it's a Toyota Corolla. And show you how the rear camera was mounted and how I ran the wires. The front camera is mounted, and because that vehicle will need a USB extension, so it'll be a clean run to the power source, you will see that the cord is not long enough. All right, so this is the 2023 Challenger with the front camera installed already. I was hoping that I had the key on me, but I don't. Let's see if it's close enough. Will it power up? It might power up. Let me plug the cigarette lighter in. I did not read the instructions on how to operate the camera, so my review will be very limited. One thing you will notice about the 12-volt plug for this unit, it has a pass-through, so you can still plug your dash cam in and a bypass, if you will, to plug in your phone. So let's just plug this into 12 volts and we'll see this power on. The rear camera is not installed yet, so you won't hear anything for the rear camera. And let me power that off so you can capture that. Put it on, and this is how it plugs in. You'll see it'll come on in a second. Let's see some things. Simple as that. Just give it power. Hopefully your cigarette lighter, the application in your vehicle, will be on ignition. So once you power the vehicle up or turn it off, it will stop the recording. Let's unplug it. And that is simple as that. Again, the rear camera is not there. Let me plug this in one more time. You'll see that it's a picture-in-picture on the screen, and that is where the rear camera will show up on this display. So that blank space, that's right there. That's where the rear camera will show through this forward-facing camera. So let's go take a look at the 2025 Corolla briefly, and you'll see a complete setup. And then I'll give you a recap of the review of this particular camera. Okay, this is the 2025 Corolla. That is the forward-facing camera. I'll open up the door so you can see it better. And this is the rearward-facing camera. Hopefully you can see it. If not, I'll open up the doors. Here's the rearward-facing camera there. There's the forward-facing camera there. And on this vehicle, you're pulling out all of the rubber here, pulling it down, shoving a wire up into the headliner all the way to the camera. Same with this. One thing I want to point out, this vehicle has airbags in the pillars. So because of that, hopefully you can see this says SRS airbag. You have to be very, very careful with the airbag that you do not deploy the airbag by touching something and grounding it out. So rearward facing camera, wires going up. They also include these adhesive wire holders, which was very nice. Goes up, it's getting hidden into the headliner and around the SRS airbag. I just used the tool that's included in the kit, and I pulled this rubber down. And when I did, you'll see that there's a bundle of wires going up into the headliner, which is for various things such as interior lights and door lights and all kind of other stuff. I got a fishing tape, wrapped it with electrical tape, so there's no chance of it poking around in there. And I was able to tape just one of the two wires and slide it behind the harness that's up in this A-pillar. And I got the wire over here. I taped the second wire, which was the rearward facing camera wire, and then I pulled them back over to here, plugged them in, secured the line, ran them back down, and then started to assemble everything that I disassembled. So the wires are ran. Again, you're pulling all the rubber down, and you're running the cable up in here all the way to the back. And see if I can do this before I run out of battery power. Again, see, this particular vehicle, the camera is off. Once you start it, and I'll show you how that wire comes down. Powers up the camera, and actually I'll show you how the rear camera comes in, because this install is completed. And if you can see, that's the garage door in the picture-in-picture. And so the wire comes down, the 12-volt source wire comes down the pillar into the dashboard, over across, up into the console area. Because that cable was too short, I couldn't hide it as well as I'd like to. Of course, I would have disassembled the console, and if I had to, I would have made a hole in the bottom of the console. But you can see it comes into the adapter, the cigarette lighter adapter, through this channel. There's really nothing you could do other than that. This particular setup does not have it where you can wire it into the fuse box, is what I was hoping, but it is not that way. That's pretty much it. I'm going to finish up that install in the 23 Challenger and be done with both of these assignments that I was given. Stay tuned.